Okay, here we go. All right. So this is our first call, guys. I'm so excited. Yay, team Happy Sense Power Hour. So I figure that we'll just hang out. If we're done in 20 minutes and you guys gotta go, like that's okay too. Or we can sit the whole hour, whatever you guys want to do. So initially I figured we would talk about follow-ups and just kind of like, I want these to be more of a conversation to where you guys get the training out of it by asking questions, sharing experiences, listening to what everybody else is doing, that kind of thing, instead of like me talking at you for 45 minutes. I don't want to do that. So I figured I would tell you what I do for follow-ups, and then if you guys want to share, if you guys don't have a follow-up system, you guys pop in with ideas, whatever you want to do, then we can do that. And then Lori brought an amazing idea to me today, so we can talk about that after we talk about follow-ups. I have all the answers, Lori.
I'm glad. I'm excited. I got my pen and paper ready.
Woohoo! Okay, so with follow-ups, I have talked about follow-ups a lot. I primarily use Amy. So it's an app, and it's called AMI, so Amy. And it's powered by Sensi, but also other companies use it. So Taylor, I don't know if you recognize it from like Posh or something else, but what it does is it connects to your workstation. And so it knows who your customers are, when they ordered, what their email address is. It knows what your PRV is. It knows every single thing about you. And it will send you reminders if you have your push notifications on. It'll tell you reminders to check in with this person, or Lori ordered 14 days ago, follow up, like it's time, that kind of thing. So that is what I have used most when I use something. The follow-up is usually what I'm really bad at, if I'm going to be honest. But when I do follow up, I notice that it helps my PRV. So follow up is definitely important. So I use Amy. And then one really great thing with Amy is if you like send them a sample, you can also log that sample too. So you can remember, like, I sent them Arctic Kiss. I need to find out what they thought, because if we're sending out samples and not following up, it's pretty much just wasted money. I've learned that because I sent samples for 6 months straight and didn't ask a single person what they thought about it, and never sold any of those bars. I was just sending them fun stuff in the mail. That's a lot of money I threw out the window. So that's what I have to say about that. Lori, do you also use Amy?
I do. As soon as I signed up, I started the trial because you get it for the trial period. And so I used it the whole trial period. And then I was like, I'm not going to use it. When the trial period ended and I was going to have to pay, I'm like, I'm not going to use it. And then I saw how easy it was for me not to follow up. So I purchased the 3 months because you can do it monthly or every 3 months or for the year or whatever. So I went ahead and paid for 3 months, and I like it. What I don't like about it, and I love the fact you can send a sample and document that you sent a sample, and you can create the follow-up. You have to make sure you generate a follow-up. It won't just give you the follow-up.
Correct.
But what I don't like about it is it's sending me reminders that I don't want.
Okay. What kind of reminders?
Well, like if you re-engage with your past customer, your customer hasn't followed, hasn't ordered since August, follow up with them. Well, some of them have told me I only ordered to help my friend with their party. I don't want any, so that's the only reason I ordered, but they still get my monthly newsletter. None of them have opted out of the newsletter, so they're all still getting the newsletter. So, or I, follow it up with them the first few times, I just send them an email or text, hey, just following up how everything's going, haven't touched base for a while. And now I know when the last time I sent it, and they've not engaged with anything. So I just leave them alone. I just dismiss the notification.
Is there a way to mute on specific people? I haven't dug that far into it.
I
You know?
haven't seen that you can. I
Okay.
have tried to. See, I just dismiss.
Yeah. Okay. And that's information that you would know. But then again, if that situation wasn't happening, it would be a good reminder to check in with those people. So
Right. Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
good and
It
the
is
bad.
good. I do like it. I have enough paper, so I like that.
Yeah. Taylor, do you have anything that you do to follow up?
Not currently. I'm so busy with school and everything. I haven't really done anything. A lot of my current customers are pretty good about just like telling me, so I don't feel like I have to ask them, because I mean, most of my customers, meaning my mom,
Right.
but most of them I'm in a group chat with, and like they tell me when they get their stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I love it so much," and then they're
Um,
fine. But
I'm a little jealous that your customers tell you that.
yeah,
That's
but no,
awesome.
I don't really have a system. I'm hoping once Christmas break hits, then I can kind of figure something out, so that way I can start actually trying a little more.
Okay. Okay. Do you think that you would use the app that we're talking about, or do you like pen and paper?
um, I really like pen and paper. I'm really old fashioned. Um, I don't like technology all that much.
So I have a sheet that a superstar director created that is pretty much like it's kind of like everything that's on Amy, but it's on a chart. So I'll put it in our group so you can choose it. You can look at it, and if you want it, print it out, and if not, then move on. But it is seriously like customer, date ordered, did I send them a thank you, did I follow up, like that kind of thing. So maybe that'll work. It's the kind of thing that you would keep in a binder that you would just keep
Yeah,
going with.
I have lots of binders, so that would give me a use for that.
There you go. Okay, let me make a note here. There's
I have,
also
I have a spreadsheet that I tried to use, and I can't even. I'm too busy doing everything else on the computer. I'm like, I can't. So
yeah.
Amy definitely works for me.
I think Amy works for me the most because I tend to think about following up with people when I'm in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be like driving down the road and I'm like, oh yeah, I should do that. And so then when I get to my destination, I can just send a quick text and follow up instead of sitting down with my binder and then getting a pen that works, and all of that stuff. So I think that's why Amy works for me.
I do it a
Especially,
lot traveling too.
yeah, or if I'm the passenger, then I really like
That's
bang, bang, bang.
that's me. I'll be like, John, sorry, thank you for driving, but I got to work.
That's right. And then they're like, talk to me. You're like, no, I'm busy. Okay, perfect. So making a note to share spreadsheet. There is also a spreadsheet by the same person for follow-ups. I think I have one. Not follow-ups. I meant to say samples. So you're not gonna be able. This is really, I use this a lot clearly because it's blank, but I look at it a lot. That's why it's all jankety. So it's got the month here. It's got the month here, and then it has like she's a firm believer in doing 1 or 2 cents of each product instead of like 10 wax at a time. So she's like, in January, I'll do Amazon Rain. And then so she'll write down Amazon Rain. So then again, when she does it in April, she'll know that in January she did Amazon Rain. And that's what she sent out to her customers. And her customers all get the same thing. Like, even
Oh
if
my
they've gotten
gosh,
it
I
before.
like that.
So I'll share this one too. And it's got everything. So it's got wax. Was it a felt sample or a scratch and sniff sticker? Counter clean, fabric fresh, which I guess is Scentsy Fresh. Bathroom cleaner, all-purpose cleaner. Like every single one of our products, she's got it, in a thing. So this could be helpful too.
Oh, I like that one.
I will share that too. The school board is calling me. That's weird. Considering my kids aren't in the public school system, that's a little weird. Okay. Customer follow-up and sample log. Okay, so do you guys have any specific questions, or do we want to move on to the fun part of our conversation?
Does Tiffany use any system?
Oh yes, I didn't know if she was. Oh hey, you have a face.
I do. I work with most of my customers. I work in a school kitchen, and so most of my customers are my coworkers. And so we're around with each other every day. So they normally daily ask me different questions and everything about products. And that's usually how I follow up, is they just bug me daily while I'm working about new stuff.
That's
So
awesome.
it's been pretty easy for me, because either teachers or like the lunchroom aide or my coworkers will just stop me from what I'm doing and ask me questions. So it's been pretty easy that way for me.
That is.
Can I ask you a
so
question?
cool.
Yeah.
How did they find out that you sold Scentsy? Did you
I
get them samples?
I just started with my coworkers, and one of my old coworkers got unfortunately laid off, recalled. So she lost her job because of how the school board was, but she got hired back on as like a secretary type thing, to where she's working in the clinic, making sure nobody has COVID. And she spreaded the word throughout the school and passed out like the magazines and stuff for me. And that's how word got around.
Wow.
I've gotten really, really, really lucky. Like, things have just kind of like fallen in my lap, and I don't know how it's happened. Like, my cousin randomly messaged me one day and said, "Hey, I want to sell. Can you do a party for me?" And I'm like, okay.
And that's Ariel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's our newest team member. It's really exciting.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she just randomly messaged me one day. Like, she wasn't even on my Cincy VIP group on Facebook. Like, she just randomly messaged me one day. I was like, holy cow, okay.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, so Tiffany, I have a lot of ideas going through my mind for what we need to do to get all of the information out to these teachers. Like, first thing in my mind is, if you haven't already, you should subscribe to the warmer and the scent of the month if you can afford it. Because what will happen is they'll send you the warmer. Do you already subscribe to it?
No, I want to. It's just I can't afford it right now with Christmas. Like, I want to at least do the scent of the month. It's just I can't with Christmas. I'm hoping to in February.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. So when they send it to you, they'll send brochures. And so you can like do a little sample. And I cut the brick and I just stapled it here. And you could like just take these, if the school will allow you, just take them and put them in the teacher lounge. And then they'll be like, oh my gosh, I have to have it, you know?
Well,
So,
Erin actually gave me the brick of the jeweled pomegranate, because she said she didn't have the time to make samples or anything out of it. So she gave me the brick, and I went to the Dollar Tree and got silicone ice cube trays that are like holiday. And I just filled it about a quarter of the way and made samples that way, and gave them to like some of my coworkers, and gave them to my old coworker who works in the clinic now to give out to people. And that's how
there it is.
Kind of got around.
That's fantastic.
They're like, I need more. They're
That's
addicted now.
That is so cool. You should. Oh,
So that's
and
what
then
I mean. I've gotten really lucky, and Erin's been awesome with like helping me with stuff. Like, she gave me like a warmer to help show to people, and like the brick, and I mean, she's been awesome with helping me take off too.
yeah, very good. Well, I was gonna say that you should even see if they'll let you put a warmer in the teacher lounge, and then you just like change the wax every couple of days and tell them what it is. Like, there's so many things
I
that
gotta
you could
see
do.
if my boss will let me do that.
Taylor, can you do that stuff at Eric's school?
He actually, I think he has a warmer. Let me ask him. Hey, Eric.
Her
you have
husband is
warmer
a
in your
teacher.
room, right? Yeah, he has one in his room. And he actually does buy wax for me and takes it to work. He actually has a box sitting on the floor in here that he still needs to take to work.
Can you put brochures in the teacher's lounge?
I think that's currently locked down because of COVID.
Stupid. In Florida, we're just doing whatever we want.
That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I'm Pasco County, and it's scary right now for Pasco County because we're like really, really, really high.
Oh,
But the teachers know me because I've been there for so long, and the principal's kind of like, just be safe about it, but you go ahead and do you. I was like, okay.
that's so awesome. Yay. I'm so excited. And guys, Tiffany promoted to lead this month, actually. So,
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Congrats.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yay. Well, so pretty soon, Tiffany, you'll be leading this call, telling us all how you do
Oh,
follow-ups and
goodness.
all that stuff. Okay. All right. So if we don't have any other questions, we can talk about fundraisers real quick. Oh, hey, Aubrey's trying to get in. Let me let Aubrey in. Admit. Does anybody know
guess-
Aubrey?
No. And I guess I do have a question about follow-up. This might kind of sound really silly, but and so, we went out of town for a couple of days, and we went to, hi, Aubrey. We went to Fort Myers and Sanibel and then Captiva Island. And I handed out samples everywhere we went. I had them, I was ready. I handed out samples everywhere. Now, obviously, I can't really follow up with them, right? Is there something when when you're going into a public place like that and you're giving out samples?
Unless you're like, hey, let's exchange phone numbers, or hey, do you want to join my VIP group? Let's be Facebook friends, like something like that. I can't think of any other way that you would follow up.
Which, on my paperwork, everything has my Facebook group, as well as, I just remembered one of the ladies, one of the servers, she's a Mary Kay consultant. So I got her Mary Kay card.
Oh, nice.
So I do have her information. So I'm going to reach out to her, remind her,
go.
hey, remember I gave you, because she's like, oh, I love Scentsy. And I said, well, do you have a consultant? No. And I'm like, well, hello.
That's awesome. So when you were doing that, was it just like your waitress? You're like, hey, thank you. Here's a sample of Scentsy. Like, how did you do that?
So the server at the hotel, I gave him actually a car bar. He was so good. And so he served us 2 mornings in a row. So I gave him a car bar and a catalog. And then, the lady working the desk, I don't know what they're called, but
Concierge or whatever.
Yeah, working the front desk. I gave her samples, a whole body line samples of shimmer, the body wash, all of it, in a bag with a catalog and my business card and on everything. Because of you, I put my name on everything. Yep. And she loved it. She said she really needed that. And then there was somebody else, another waitress. It wasn't even our server at one of the restaurants. Our server I think she was just having a really bad night. So there was another server that just really went out of her way to help us. And so I gave her a catalog with a scent circle in it. And she said, oh, I needed one of these. And John says, Scentsy? You needed a Scentsy circle? And she said, no, but I needed a fresh air freshener for my car. Now I have one.
That's awesome.
So I pre-packed the stuff before we went on vacation. And everywhere we went into, I made sure that I had something with me that I could just hand. So I handed out scent circles. I actually handed out to the housekeeping of the hotel laundry soap and washer whiffs and, with a thank you, so obviously if you're going to leave a sample with a server or something, you're going to do it with your tip. And so they're going to remember, oh, she gave me $2 tip, I'm not contacting her type thing. So you kind of got to weigh it when you leave a tip with a waitress or, something like that. But I handed them out everywhere we went.
Okay. That's awesome.
It was fun.
Well, hopefully you'll get a call, and when her scent circle doesn't smell so strong, and she's like, "Hey, I'm so and so. Thank you so much. I need more."
And I've given them to the UPS driver. I've had 2 different UPS drivers come by, consistently. So I've given them, both of them a car bar
Awesome.
with my information on it.
How are you prepared for that? Like you see them coming, and so you're like,
Yeah. I know when the delivery's coming, and I happen to be home and they knock on my door. So I know it's coming. Like if I get the alert that it's going to be delivered today, then I prepare it and I have it out on my dining room table. And that way, when I
Okay.
hear the knock on my door, I literally run out of my office and I run to the door. And I'm like, hey, because they knock and walk away. I'm like, hang on, I got something for you. And they hurry up and turn around and come back to get it.
okay, awesome. Very good. Very good. Okay. I need to start doing these things.
Just don't forget to document for taxes, because you're giving that stuff away that you just bought.
That's right. Kaylee, do you document what you give away?
I don't, but I should.
She's like, what? Oh my goodness.
Yes. Put it on your taxes.
Really good at keeping my receipts, but like I need to probably start a spreadsheet. Actually, I need to like make a note of like do this and do this and do this. Because
My sister
away something.
Trudy made me a fantastic spreadsheet, one for inventory in and one for inventory out, one for inventory, like when they purchase, if somebody purchases inventory I have,
Ooh.
and then also for Scentsy gifted. So on one spreadsheet, she's made 3 different tabs for me.
That's awesome.
So the one that's Scentsy inventory in and out is kind of redundant. I just really need it to say whether I brought it in, because then if I'm selling it, that's going on the other one. And then if I'm giving it away, I'm putting it there. I'm behind on my spreadsheet, but I'm trying to get caught up. I'm like, I have until January to get caught up. So if you need Trudy to make you one, she loves them. She loves doing that stuff.
We'll have to commission her.
I don't know how to make. I don't know how to make them.
I think I might be okay, but I will consult you to see, if there's something that I'm like, how could this be better?
Okay.
Very good. Okay. So, Aubrey, how are you? Oh no, you're muted. There you are. Can you guys hear her?
No,
No, me neither.
you're cutting in and out.
Oh, Aubrey. Oh my gosh. Oh,
It's like a bad signal.
give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. Okay.
I can hear you.
Oh,
You can't hear me.
I can kind of hear you now. Like it kind of got better. Okay. Well, awesome. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording just in case in the fundraiser talk we talk about like specific things, since I'm gonna load this up and we don't want like other people, doing
That
something.
would be good.
Yeah. Okay. So good talk. I'm very proud of this call. It's been